Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another session of GETI Live Talk Global Education and Training Institute. I am your host for today. My name is Dr. Zainab Maulai, and let me introduce our guest for today, Miss Priyanka Singh. She is a master's in arts and a bachelor's in education, and she is the principal of Tagore Vanasthali Public School, Kasauli. She is having an experience of 20 years in teaching as well as in administration. So, welcome, Priyanka ma'am, and she will be talking on the topic of life skills. So, without wasting any time, I would like to request Priyanka ma'am to take over the screen and tell us what life skills, in her opinion, stand for and what does this mean. So, please, Priyanka ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Zainab, and I'm thankful to GETI, Global Education and Training Institute, and Dr. Sunita Gandhi for giving me this opportunity to talk about life skills and interact with such beautiful people this beautiful afternoon. I'm sitting here right in Kasauli, chill weather. Most of you would be enjoying the cool air conditioner and all, and I am here sitting with sweaters on. So I'm Priyanka Singh. I'm here to talk about life skills, which is an important component in for our education. These days, the CBSE is also promoting, and this is the need of the hour. So that's why I have picked up this topic of life skills. Life skills are any skill. Life skill is any skill that we need to make the most out of our lives. Life skill is usually associated with managing and living a better quality of life. They help us to accomplish our ambitions and live to our full potential. Any skill that is useful in our lives can be considered a life skill. For example, tying your shoelaces, from tying shoelaces to decoding or using a computer is a life skill. Driving, swimming, any skill which helps you to live a better quality of life is life skill. But the most important life skill is the ability and willingness to learn. The ability and willingness. If we are willing to learn a new skill, then only we can learn a new skill and implement it in our lives and make our lives and quality of life better. By learning new skills, we increase our understanding of the world around us and equip ourselves with tools we need to live and a fulfilling life and find ways to cope up with that life inevitably throws at us. So, in a nutshell, life skill is any skill that we need to make the most of our lives. Now, life skill can be categorized in under three categories, which is thinking skills, social skills, and emotional skills. Categorized it under three categories: skills and emotional skills. Now, under thinking skills, we can call it CCPD, which I'll be elaborating now. That is, CCPD is creative thinking, critical thinking, problem solving, and decision making. Now, what is creative thinking? Creative thinking contributes to both making and problem solving by enabling us to explore the available alternatives and various consequences of our actions or non action. Right, this can be the definition of creative thinking, but for applied in our lives, the children, how can they think creatively? For example, in school teaching, if we talk about, say, class 4 or 5 children, what can be creative thinking according to them? For example, if children friends if a child children start fighting amongst themselves, and there is one child who can just stop them fighting and just suggest in this thing, divert their mind from whatever they are doing, can be called creative. And of course, yes, thinking out of the box includes creative thinking. Now, and creative thinking is a novel way of seeing and doing things. Consists of 4 components: fluency, flexibility, originality, and elaboration. Like fluency, generating new ideas. Flexibility is shifting perspective easily. This is the example which I gave you just now. Originality, conceiving something new, thinking out of the box. Elaboration, building on other ideas. Now, critical thinking is an ability to analyze information and experiences in an objective manner. Critical thinking, in context with the students, can be: a child has an examination the other day. He or she wants to attend a party as well. He has been invited to a party, and uh, the child has to decide between studying and going out. So maybe the child can just complete the syllabus and manage himself or herself with both the things, can attend the party also. It can be critical thinking in his opinion. So the child has to be trained like this to think critically. Now comes problem solving. Problem solving enables us to deal constructively with problems in our lives. Significant problems that are left unresolved can cause mental stress and give rise to accompanying physical strain. So, problem solving is also an important skill to be learned, because life keeps throwing challenges at us at all times. So, problem solving, this skill needs to be developed by we teachers, we parents, and uh, we have to lead by example. The more confident we are in problem solving, the more confident the children are. They learn by seeing. Now, the next component under thinking skills is decision making. Now, what is decision making? Life is all about choices we make every single day. If we don't like, we leave it, we change our decision. So, decision making is abilities to assess available options, to foresee the consequences of different decisions, actions, or non actions. Taking no decision is also a decision. If you have to decide not to do anything, that's also a decision. So, there are some rules to take decisions, in my opinion. Rule one is always see what worst will happen. We need to foresee these things and inculcate these things into our children. Always, we have to see what worst will happen. If we can foresee all these things, we can come to a conclusion and hence take a decision. Now, rule two: are we going to experience? If yes, go for it. In my opinion, if we are going to get experience with anything that we decide to do, we should go for it. And believe you me, decision making is powerful. It's powerful decision making. Now, we come to social skills. Under this category, we have communication skills, interpersonal skills, and empathy. the most important component that is missing amongst us in our children is empathy. So we'll talk about communication skills, interpersonal skills, and empathy. Everyone will agree with me that communication skills are the most important is most important in order to present yourself, the way you conduct yourself. Communication skills is your body language as well as verbal communication. Verbal and non-verbal communication, it both come under communication skills. So, effective communication means that we are able to express ourselves both verbally and non verbally in ways that are appropriate to our cultures and situations. Yes, that's very important, according to our culture and situations. This means being able to express opinions and desires, but also needs and fears. And it may mean being able to ask for advice and help in a time of need. Yes, we should not be shy, we should not be inhibited in order to seek advice. Seeking advice always helps. So, if the children are confident, if they are not shy, they will excel in their lives. Now, interpersonal relationship skills. It helps us to relate in positive ways with the people with whom we interact, interpersonal skills. This means being able to maintain friendly relations with family, friends, and colleagues, which can be of great importance, an important source of social support. Yes, social support. It also means being able to end relationships constructively without bitterness and anger. Very important. Now we come to empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand what life is like for another person. Yes, for another person, even in a situation with which we may not be familiar. Now, there's a difference between empathy and sympathy. Now, sympathy is something that we sympathize with, like something has happened to unforeseen, or something bad has happened to somebody, and we sympathize that okay, I feel okay, something has happened, she has lost somebody or he has lost somebody. It's just sympathy. But empathy is that you step into that person's shoes and you feel how you would feel, how he or she is feeling with this, with the happening which has happened. I mean, something sad or anything has happened to the person. For that matter, if somebody has stolen, somebody has had stealing in their house, so we empathize, we feel, had it been happened to us, what would have happened. So empathy, and we seriously need to inculcate empathy in our children, in our, as teachers, as parents, we need to inculcate this habit, this skill in our children. Empathy can also help to accept others who may be very different from us. Yes, maybe we should not judge. We should lead by example, by not judging anyone, by not body shaming, and this can improve social interactions. Yes, especially in situations of ethnic and cultural diversity. Empathy can also encourage the adoption of nurturing attitude towards people in need of care and assistance, or tolerance and understanding, as in the case of people on whom they depend for support. Now we come on emotional skills. Under emotional skills, we have SEC, which is self-awareness, coping with emotions, and coping with stress. Now, self awareness. Self awareness includes our recognition of ourselves, of our character, of our strengths and weaknesses, desires and dislikes. Developing self awareness can help us to recognize when we are stressed or feel under pressure. It's also often a prerequisite for effective communication and interpersonal relations, as well as for developing empathy for others. Now, Coping with emotions, managing feelings and emotions, includes skills for increasing internal locus of control for managing emotions, anger, and stress. This may mean that we take action to reduce the sources of stress, for example, by making changes to our physical environment or lifestyle. Or it may mean learning how to relax so that tensions created by unavoidable stress do not give rise to health problems also. So, now next is coping with stress. It means recognizing the source of stress in our lives, recognizing how stress affects us, and acting in ways that help us control these levels of stress by changing our environment or lifestyle and by learning to relax. Yes, we don't need to take stress and be stressed and further harm our health, mental health and physical health both. So uh, students need to be trained in order to cope with stress. All the suicides, God forbid, all the suicides taking place and all those uh, things happening with teenagers, these are all, this is everything to do with coping with stress. So our children need to be trained right from the beginning, right? Say from the age of 3, the children can be taught to cope with stress, to cope with emotions, and that we need to set an example, and this is how the children learn. And for all these uh, components that we are talking about, it has to do with self confidence. uh, how can we inculcate self confidence among children? We need to teach them that I will think positive in every situation and know yourself. Teach them to know themselves, know yourselves, know your strengths, weaknesses. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses, but we need to focus on the strengths that we have. We need to believe in ourselves. The children need to believe in themselves. I know myself, and limit my capabilities, and I can live to the fullest of my uh, capabilities and abilities. And the main thing what we can do is do or leave. If you want to do it, if you think it's right, take a decision, do or leave. And there's nothing, no third opinion, no third thing to be thought of. It's either you do or you leave. And relax. Fight your fear with preparation. Now, we need to fight our fears with preparation. And for preparation, planning is included. We need to plan, prepare, and then fight with our fears, fight with our weaknesses. Accept your weakness and work them out. Yes, accept your weaknesses and work them out. Once we know our weaknesses, we can, there's a solution to every problem. There is a solution to everything. We need to come to the acceptance mode. We need to accept our weaknesses. Whatever I'm weak at, I need to recognize that, accept that, and then work on that. Confident body language, very, very important. Confident body language is uh, uh, like, if we are confident, if we know our subject, we will be confident. Now there are uh, these are the life skills which we have divided into 4 categories, which is related to heart, hands, head, and health. So, under the heart, as you can see on the slide, there are communication, cooperation, social skills, conflict resolution, accepting differences, concern for others, empathy, sharing, and nurturing relationships. Now, hands, what skills come under our hands is community service volunteering, leadership, responsible citizenship, contributions to group effort, marketable skills, teamwork, and self motivation. What comes under head is resiliency. Now, resiliency, what is to be resilient? If you've had anything, you have had a trauma or anything for that matter has happened which should not have happened in your life, yet you fight with it and you come back with full potential, with full strength, is resiliency that we need to portray and inculcate among the students. Keeping records, keeping records. But of course, we need to document each and everything, but keeping records in mind, what planning, it's all a life skill. It's a skill that we need through in which we need our brains to work for. Now, wise use of resources. Yes, planning, organizing, goal setting, service learning, critical thinking, problem solving, decision making, and learning to learn. As I told you, the most important thing is learning to learn. And it's better that we inculcate the skills right from the beginning, and we children should learn all the skills at the since they are toddlers, because anything to undo, unlearn is very difficult. To learn new things is no big deal. We can learn a lot of things every day, every week, every month. We can learn a new skill. But to unlearn something is really difficult. So let's work for the children as teachers, as parents, to inculcate the best of skills into them so that they are successful citizens, they are successful in their lives. Now, what comes under health is self esteem, self responsibility, character, managing feelings, self discipline, healthy lifestyle choices, stress management, disease prevention, personal safety. Now, all we have seen the pandemic just recently, since it has been a year that we've gone through so much. So all these skills, all these components need to be a part of our character, part of our personality. Now, you can see the heart, hands, health. Now, these are the life skills recommended by WHO. Problem solving, decision making, creative thinking, critical thinking, self awareness, empathy, interpersonal relationship, good communication, management of stress, and management of emotions. All these categories we've already spoken about, we have spoken of all these categories. These are also recommended by WHO. Now, yes, the life skills to teach your child by age 10. What all things we should definitely teach our children by the age they are 10 is doing laundry, planting a seedling, wrapping a gift, hammering a nail, writing a letter, preparing a simple meal, navigating. If you're ever got lost following a GPS, turn by turn voice directions, you know why being able to read a map is essential, even if it's one on your phone. These activities will build your child's navigational skills. Treating a wound, cleaning the bathroom, comparison shopping. Teaching kids to be smart consumers takes practice. This three-step approach worked for our family. Yes, works. These three approach is works for the family. Explain as you go. Mention prices out loud and talk about your choices. I'm getting gas at the other station because it costs 10 rupees less per gallon. I'll tell my kids about the things to have, anything that I'm going for grocery shopping, and teach them the comparing between two products, and how to choose, what to choose, why to choose, looking at the nutritional value of the things and all these things, the things which are written on the uh, products. We children usually avoid that, whether it's the expiry dates written on the packets, food packets, all these things need to be taught to the children, so that they immediately they pick up a thing and they look into the packet about their expiry date and so on. They should know. All these are also considered to be skills if the children use that. Let your kid pay sometimes. Yes, let them pay sometimes. Let them feel important. Let them feel the authority of paying. L- this way they feel that they have been given responsibility and they take responsibility. So these are a few things to be taught to the children at the age of 10. And now, to sum up, a few tips to sum up can be original. Whatever, no matter where you learn from, what you learn from what, you have to be original. Even if you have to copy something, even if you've heard that from someone, even if you've learned that from someone, but you have to be original. You can present it in your own way. You have to be original. Be open to learning. We emphasize this again and again. Be open to learning. Practice good time management. It's very, very important. We should organize our work diligently. We should plan our work. Then only we can manage our time. If somebody says मैं बहुत व्यस्त हूँ, वो व्यस्त नहीं होता, वो अस्त व्यस्त होता है. In my opinion, कोई भी कभी व्यस्त नहीं होता, वो अस्त व्यस्त होता है. So uh, we have to practice good time management. Now, develop communication skills. There are various there are various skills. There are various types of things that children can do for their communication skills. Now, be independent thinker. Yes, usually what we do, we attach our thinking with others. People are doing something, my friend is doing something, so I am also supposed to do that. No, be an independent thinker. Somebody's applying for something, I also need to apply for that. Somebody has chosen this career, I need to choose the same career as well. No, you are unique, you are different, you have different strengths that you need to work on, you need to go by your choice. You so To be independent thinker. And uh, being in teaching line, what I can give an example of not being, why children don't become independent thinkers. Because right from the beginning, as teachers, what we do is we compel them to think. Even for drawing class, we tell them what kind of flowers to be made, what kind of petals to be made. You have to make a flower like this which has five petals into it. It has to be red in color. Why can't a child draw a purple flower? Why can't a child draw an orange flower? Why only red flower? We impose our thinking on them. We don't let them think. We want the answers in our own way. Why can't we entertain their answers, whatever they are coming up with? Just because we have a hell lot of corrections to do, that's why we don't encourage them to write their own answers. That this is why they are not independent thinkers. We channelize them, we tell them what to think. So it's our mistake as parents and as teachers. We need to let the children be independent thinkers by doing their own work. Let them write their own answers, no matter if they commit mistakes, if they make mistakes. Making mistakes is a part of life. If you don't make mistake, that means you're not doing any work. You're just copying from somewhere. So how can you think independently? You have to think on your own, make mistakes, and move forward in your life. And do right thing all the time, even if somebody is watching or not. Even if somebody is watching, even if somebody is not watching you, right at all times. Do right at all times. This is integrity. We need to teach our students, our children, to be right at all times. Think right at all times. Do right at all times. Even if somebody is watching, even if somebody is not watching. I always give this example to the students. What would you do if you see a 500 note lying on the floor and nobody's watching? Nobody will come to know that you've picked up that note from anywhere. So what would you do? Most of the children, if I ask them honestly, they say that yes, they would pick that 500 note. But this is integrity, that you don't touch anything which doesn't belong to you. Yes, of course, what you can do is at the most go and deposit that thing to the reception or wherever you can, wherever that premises belongs to anybody who you deposit it there. And don't worry about it. People will take care. Just because nobody is watching you, you can't take anybody else's belongings. So this is required to inculcate in the children as teachers, as parents, and help others and give back to the society. Yes, empathy. Under empathy, it comes help others. Yes, even if you are getting late for the office, even if you're getting late for the school, you have to help a person in need. You have to help a person who is met with an accident. You have to help a person who requires your help, who needs your help. Doesn't matter if you reach for your work one day, a few minutes late. Doesn't matter. We need to help others and give back to the society. How can we give back to the society? By taking care of the environment, because it's need of the hour. We are already late for conservation of our environment. We are already late. We should have planted trees 20 years ago, and we haven't done that as yet. We are using the fossil fuel, we are using the petrol, we are using the water, we are wasting water. Let's stop doing that. Let's contribute to the society. We are wasting electricity. Nobody bothers to switch off the lights when they leave their rooms, when they leave wherever they are sitting. We keep our taps on. Water runs while we are brushing, while we are doing anything, especially the home help, the domestic help. All we need to inculcate, we need to teach the children. Stop your auntie who comes to clean your house. Tell her not to let the tap running while she's washing utensils. So it's high time now that we take care of the environment, help others, and contribute back to the society. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk. And life skills and soft skills make your life smart. Your life becomes smart. Thank you. With this, I come to the end of presentation.
Thank you so much, Priyanka ma'am. And firstly, I would like to thank you to enlighten us with all the lovely things you told us about. They were simple things, but you have to learn about them. You have to be aware of the things around you. That is what my perspective about life skills is. Like you gave a lovely example of a life skill is tying a shoelace to learn computer coding. So a child should be equipped with each and every life skill. And one more thing I would like to add to this: there shouldn't be any gender biases in teaching life skills to the children, because a
Right.
child who is learning to polish the shoes or to cook,
will go out and be a member of society, and uh, we don't want a gender biased society in our coming future. So, if there are any questions, audience, you are like like expected to ask any questions if at all you want to. And I have a few questions for Priyanka, ma'am.
Please.
So, ma'am, you told to inculcate these skills for the children who are 10-year-old. So, like we should start inculcating these skills in the children since the time they enter the school, or like they are growing in the house only. Like a 2-year-old can wear their slippers, not they can wear their shoes. So, wearing their shoes is again a life skill. So it goes from there. You have to make them independent from there, right, ma'am? Would you like to say something on this?
Right, right. You not only from going school. In my opinion, it's even if the child is 6 months old, the child should learn to throw the wrapper of the chocolate in the dustbin. It starts from home. It starts from home. Every getting up early in the morning, making the bed. We can start with that. Helping mother in the kitchen. Just bring potatoes and onions from the basket. Helping dad to clean, wash the car. These are all life skills and makes life better. It starts from day one, and only when the child starts understanding the environment, the child can can learn the skills that he needs to learn for the life. So it starts with the parents, and at the age of 3, students come in the school. Of course, it is the duty of the teachers to incorporate and inculcate life skills, moral values into the students.
Thank you
I
so much,
said
ma'am.
up to 10 because it's high time now. At
Uh,
before age 10, the students should learn all the life skills related to their lives because it's high time. That's why I kept it at the age of 10. Because after that, the learning becomes little gradual. The learning is faster at the age of 6 to 10, and it starts with 6 months. Believe you me, it starts from 6 months onwards. We can inculcate life skill into children.
Thank you so much, Priyanka, ma'am, for answering my question. So, I would like to thank you on behalf of Global Education Training Institute for coming over for this live talk. And I would like to thank my audience who have been there with us all through this session. And you can still post your questions in the comment box, and Priyanka ma'am can answer the questions. Maybe even after we end this live session, you are free to ask questions and watch this live. Thank you so much, Priyanka ma'am. And we hope
Thank
to have you again as a
It
guest
was my
on this live
pleasure.
talk.
Sure. Thank you so much. It was a
Thank you,
great
ma'am.
pleasure. Thank you, Getty.